Like I said, we have a deal. Every 100 followers, I'll cam up. But right now, I'm in the safety point right now. Good news. Black teen named Kid of the Year after creating cancer treating soap. The child's a genius. Blessed is he. A 15-year-old teenager has been honored as Kid of the Year after creating a soap that could potentially treat and cure skin cancer. Oh, that's good. Time recently recognized Heman, not Herman, Heman Bekele, 15, as its Kid of the Year for his cancer-treating soap. According to Time, Bekele first noticed the effect the sun had on people's skin as a young child growing up in Ethiopia. After immigrating to the U.S., Bekele got a chemistry set for Christmas when he was 7 and learned the power of chemical reactions. Bekele later became interested in skin cancer research and treatment. He learned about Immunimod, a drug, can't say that, approved to treat some forms of skin cancer. In cream form, which costs roughly $40,000, the drug can help destroy tumors. The young boy thought soap would be the best option to make skin cancer treatment more accessible to people of different socioeconomic classes. He is blessed. Almost everyone uses soap and water for cleaning, and some even use towels, hand cloths, scrubs. So soap would probably be the best option, Bekele told Time. Bekele explained that his soap contains nanoparticles loaded with that drug, which allows the drug to stay in the skin at a very molecular level, even when it's washed away. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And he's only 15. There are still many stages to go before the soap can be approved to be used for treatment. Bekele has been sponsored by molecular biologist Vito Rebecca, and the two have been using mice to run tests for the soap. I got to tell you, that is absolutely great. I don't know what to say other than good job, little boy. And I hope he continues. I hope nobody does anything. I worry for him because I don't trust Big Pharma. I really don't. And I'm scared they'll try to do something if he threatens them making money. But let's continue because you know how we do. We are at war. So most black hospitals across the South closed long ago. Their impact endures. I can tell you right now, Louisiana can blame Bobby Jindal with his stank breath looking face. I'm going to tell you right now. My mom told me that. She was like, he looked like has stank breath. And he does. Bobby Jindal looks like he has stank breath. But let me get to the reason why I'm pissed off about that. He closed a lot of clinics and a lot of community hospitals just so he could continue to rob the state. Okay? He closed clinics that we really needed. There are like one or two in the hood now. And I know for a fact because, damn it, it took me 3 tries just to get the Medicaid when I didn't have a job that had, insurance. So Bobby Jindal is some of the blame for this bullshit here. Mound Bayou, Mississippi, in the center of this historically black city, once deemed the jewel of the Delta by President Theodore Roosevelt. I just know I lived in the Delta with my grandma at one point. I've been in the South too damn much. Dreams to revitalize an abandoned hospital building have all but dried up. Jindal closed most of them. An Art Deco sign still marks the main entrance, but the front doors are locked and the parking lot is empty. These days, a convenience store across North Edwards Avenue is far busier than the old Taborian Hospital, which first shut down more than 40 years ago. You said it, the whole truth. Bobby did go. He did so much damage. It's ridiculous. And I'm telling you right now, the motherfucker, he really does. Look at that picture of Bobby Jindal. He looks like he can taste his breath, and he ain't tasting nothing good. I'm telling you, it looks like you just want to cringe when you look at his face. Like he has been smelling his own breath all day, and it has not improved, not once. So, anyways, Myrna Smith Thompson, who serves an executive director of Civic Group that owns the property, lives 100 miles away in Memphis, Tennessee, and doesn't know what's to become of the deteriorating building. Let me say something else about Louisiana. Edwards did a very good fucking job, and I don't see it. He had a surplus. You bastards. Jindal had a fucking debt. Okay, the whole state had a debt because he was traveling on the damn ticket. So then I'm so glad he did not get nominated. Oh my God, we would just all be broke. That bastard was just about living high. And then now this new dude, I don't know what to say, but God dang it, let's pray for what you call it. Let's pray for Louisiana. I'm worried for him. Anyways, Myrna Smith Thompson, yeah, she doesn't know what's happening. Let's move on. I am open to suggestions, said Smith Thompson, whose grandfather led a black fraternal organization now called the Knights and Daughters of Tabor. In 1942, that group established Taborian Hospital, a place staffed by black doctors and nurses that exclusively admitted black patients during a time when Jim Crow laws barred them from accessing the same healthcare facilities as white patients. This is a very painful conversation, said Smith Thompson, who was born at Taborian Hospital in 1949. It's a part of my being. I was born at Brigham and Women's Hospital. And then my mom swore up and down she'd never be back, and she hasn't been back. A similar scenario has played out in hundreds of rural communities across the United States where hospitals have faced closures over the past 40 years. In that regard, the story of Mound Bayou's hospital isn't unique. Shit, Lake Charles is getting a whole bunch of hospitals. They're just not community hospitals. They're high-rise hospitals. And the only other problem is jobs are limited there. There's only like 3 positions if you consider yourself making money: the plant, a nurse, or the casino. And real talk, that's not what most people want to aspire to. And let's just talk about it really. Louisiana has some of the worst doctors in the goddamn country. My mother, I swear to God, I'll never bring her to another Louisiana hospital as long as I live. Texas, we go. My homeboy died in one of them jackass places. It having a multiple asthma attack, and these assholes told him, sit down and we're not gonna help you. The fuck? He was 33. That's a damn shame. But anyways, but there's more to the hospital closure than the loss of inpatient beds, historians say. It's also a tale of hundreds of black hospitals across the U.S. fell casualty to social progress. The Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the enactment of Medicare and Medicaid in 1965 benefited millions of people. The federal campaign to desegregate hospitals, culminating in a 1969 court case out of Charleston, South Carolina, guaranteed black patients across the South access to the same healthcare facilities as white patients. Let me stop there and let you know something. Lake Charles has a hood side and a white side, and they really are fucking with us on the black side. We have one fucking clinic, and those are the most ignorant. They got in a fight. The damn secretary and another secretary got in a fight behind the damn desk. The fuck? That's all we get? That's the kind of stuff we get. You know what? You get. I actually applied to that place. They wouldn't hire me. Motherfucker. Anyways, no longer were black doctors and nurses prohibited from training or practicing medicine in white hospitals, but the end of the legal racial segregation precipitated the demise of black hospitals, which were a major source of employment and a center of pride for black Americans. And not just for physicians, said Vanessa Northington Gamble, a medical doctor, historian at George Washington University. They were social institutions, financial institutions, and also medical institutions. In Charleston, staff members at a historically black hospital on Cannon Street started publishing a monthly journal in 1999 called the Hospital Herald, which focused on hospital work and public hygiene. Among other topics, when Kansas City, Missouri opened a hospital for black patients in 1918, people held a parade. Taborian Hospital in Mount Bayou included 2 operating rooms and a state-of-the-art equipment. It's also where famed civil rights activist Fannie Lou Hamer unalived in 1977. I need to go look her up. There were Swedish hospitals, there were Jewish hospitals, there were Catholic hospitals. That's also part of the story, said Gamble, author of Making a Place for Ourselves, the Black Hospital Movement, 1920 to 1945. But racism in medicine was the main reason why there was an establishment of black hospitals, she said. By the early 1990s, Gamble estimated there are only 8 left. That is fucked. It has the ripple effect in a way that affect the fabric of the community, said Bizu, I ain't saying your last name, an epidemiologist and program director of Harvard University's Mississippi Delta Partnership in Public Health. Researchers have largely concluded that hospital desegregation improved the health of black patients over the long term. That's kind of fucked up, but I believe it. One 2009 study focusing on motor vehicle accidents in Mississippi in the 60s and the 70s found that Black people were less likely to unalive after hospital desegregation. They could access hospitals closer to the scene of a crash, reducing the distance they would have otherwise traveled by approximately 50 miles. An analysis of infant mortality published in 2006 by MIT found that the hospital desegregation in the South substantially helped close the mortality gap between Black and white infants. That's because Black infants suffering from illnesses such as diarrhea and pneumonia got better access to hospitals, the researchers found. A new analysis recently accepted for publication in the Review of Economics and Statistics suggests that racism continued to harm the health of Black patients in the years after hospital integration. That's what it says. White hospitals were compelled to integrate starting in the mid-1960s if they wanted to receive Medicare funding, but they didn't necessarily provide the same quality of care to Black and white patients, said Mark Anderson, an economics professor at Montana State University and co-author of the paper. His analysis found that hospital desegregation had little, if any, effect on Black post-neonatal mortality in the South between 1959 and 1973. Nearly 3,000 babies were born at Taborian Hospital before it closed its doors in 1983. The building remained vacant for decades until 10 years ago when a $3 million federal grant helped renovate the facility into a short-lived urgent care center. It closed again only 1 year later amid a legal battle over its ownership. Smith-Thompson said, and has since deteriorated. We would need at least millions, probably, she said, estimating the cost of reopening the building. Now we're back where we were prior to the renovation. Well, whose fault is that? Shit. If it was a battle, I suggest y'all get together and make a settlement instead of just letting the shit go. In 2000, the hospital was listed as one of the most endangered historic places in Mississippi by the Mississippi Heritage Trust. That's why some people would like to see it reopened in any capacity that ensures its survival as an important historical site. Herman Johnson Jr., director of Mound Bayou Museum, who was born at Taborian Hospital in 1956. Where'd he go? Okay, suggested the building could be used as a meeting space or a museum. It would be a huge boost to the community, he said. Meanwhile, most of the hospital's former patients have unalived or left Mound Bayou. The city's population has dropped by roughly half since 1980's U.S. Census Bureau records show. Bolivar County ranks among the poorest in the nation, and life expectancy is a decade shorter than the national average. That's disgusting. A community health center is still open in Mound Bayou, but the closest hospital is Cleveland, Mississippi, a 15-minute drive. Those 15 minutes could save someone's life. Mound Bayou Mayor Leighton Aldridge, also a board member of the Knights and Daughters of Tabor, said he wants Taborian Hospital to remain a healthcare facility, suggesting it might be considered for new children's hospital or a rehabilitation center. We need to get something back in there as soon as possible, he said. Smith-Thompson agreed and feels the situation is urgent. The healthcare services that are available to folks in the Mississippi Delta are deplorable, she said. People are really, really sick. I, for one, know for a fact because my grandmother, I don't know how they ended up there, but they ended up in Sunflower, Mississippi. And gosh darn it, that is a poor ass place. It literally has freaking railroad, and you cross the bitch and shit gets weird. Shit gets really weird because all of a sudden everything is much nicer. I don't know. Maybe they're gentrifying it, but the last time I was there, it was sad. It was so sad. One elementary school, no grocery store, 2 gas stations next to each other. That didn't make no sense, and that was it. I still saw pictures of my uncles and my mom. God dang. But anyways, let's go check out this weird ass news. And then, you know how I do. I got time tonight because apparently I got forced onto short-term disability and my paycheck got cut. So I'm really, really broke. But anyways, let's check out this crazy ass news. So police searching for 3 bison in Connecticut. What the hell? This was reported yesterday afternoon. These motherfuckers are in Connecticut. August 20th, police in Connecticut are on the hunt for a trio of escaped bison after one of the feisty fluffernators, that's what they wrote, was spotted wandering in a road. The Guilford Police Department said in a Facebook post that a bison was seen crossing Long Hill Road on Sunday before wandering up a driveway and vanishing into the wooded area. Sometimes the midnight shift plays tricks on you, and you have to rub your eyes to make sure you are seeing what your brain is telling you it sees out of the raining dark shadows, police wrote. Well, today was one of those mornings when our officers happened upon a bison in the roadway. Police later learned that the bison was one of 3 to have escaped from 3B Ranch in Northford. If you spot them, please give us a call and do not approach. They can be feisty fluffinators, the post said. These damn cops. The post was updated to reveal another fluffalo, that's what they wrote, sighting Monday morning in the same area where the bison was spotted Sunday. If you see any of these 3 amigos wandering around, do not approach and call us immediately. We need to get them back home on the range, officers wrote. You just having a great time with this, aren't you? This is what we pay these motherfuckers for. Yeah. Well, basically, if I had seen one of them motherfuckers, I probably wouldn't call him a fluffinator. I probably would have said there's a big ass buffalo in my yard. Please get that motherfucker out of here. And I probably wouldn't come out my house for the next 3 weeks. Just saying. So, anyways, that's it. And you know what it is. It's Wednesday. So chop it up Wednesday. If y'all want to come up and talk about something, anything that I talked about today or anything that's bothering you, you are welcome to come on up. I'll post the link here. And, you know, yes, please be safe while these, if anybody watching the playback is from Connecticut, please be careful. There are freaking buffalo running around. Not buffalo, bison. Which ones are bigger, buffalo or either way? They big and they have horns and they can fuck you up. What's up, Hattie? I think I woke up Hattie. Hattie just looking at me like, what's up? Don't glare at me. Oh, I love you too. No, her ass fell asleep. I don't know if she's telling me she loved me or if she's telling me she fell asleep. I'd be sometimes watching those shows, you know, the thing by what's his name? Jackson Galaxy. He's always talking about, he got a show called My Cat from Hell. And he was saying, like, to tell if your cat loves you, they slowly blink at you. If they slowly blink at you, they're saying they love you. I would also think using you as a bed would say they love you too, or that you're really just a bed to them. I need to think about that for a while. But yeah, come here. Come here. Okay, you just want to stare at my hand. All right. So you know how I do. 2 minutes on the clock. It's 8:08 out here. If nobody pops up on here to talk to me, you know what I do. I hop off. And you know, I actually have time, but I'll probably go see if I got something to snack on and get ready because I got to get up in the morning and go talk to someone who might help me solve some of my stress problems. Whoo, it's starting to get physical, y'all. It's starting to get physical. I got a lot of stuff. If you know, you know. I've been through some stuff this past week. That's all I got to say. Thank you, Terry, for having my back. Thank you, everybody who's checked in with me and asked if I was okay. Once again, I would like to remind y'all that yes, stress can kill, and yes, stress can make you physically sick. I'm one to say I have experienced it, and right now I'm just hoping that I get paid enough to get through this next week. That's all I can say. But 1 minute left. If nobody hops up on here, now you're going to creep over here because you want to get petted. I am not going to hurt myself trying to pet you. Praying all goes well for you. Thank you so much, Miss Bev. And thank you for coming tonight. I do appreciate when y'all are here and when y'all engage with me. It's really good for me because it's just me and my 2 ninja cats. These miniature tigers, these miniature gray tigers who just for some reason walk all over me like I'm just nothing and walk past me. And they really only want to see me when I'm doing their food. That's about it. That's when they're all up on me and they're rubbing and they're meowing. And then after that, I don't see them again for about an hour. So anyways, that's it. The 2 minutes are up. I'll see y'all later.